remembers the A-Team again? And you may have seen of other videos I've done that are non-sci-fi or whatever. But these are television treasures. Remember B.A. Baracus's van, GMC Vandura. Never knew what it was actually called at the time. I remember it, and you know, all these tools were kept in there. Back this is Mr. T's van, starring George Peppard. We always used to call him Peppard, but the Americans seem to pronounce it Peppard. And he played John Hannibal Smith, and he was the sort of leader. I think he was a colonel. And there were 98 episodes of the A-Team. And Templeton Peck, what a great name for a character. Dirk Benedict's character, Face Man, the sort of con man, the scrounger, the sort of ladies' man of the team. He was in it as well. Mr. T, of course, who was known as I say, B.A. Baracus, and it says there B.A.'s van. I remember that van. I remember him having, you know, I love it when a plan comes together, etc. The catchphrase for the show. And I didn't overly get into it. There were 5 seasons, as I said, 98 episodes. And, yeah, it was an adventure series, usually moralistic. The A-Team were a group of ex-military men that had been accused of a crime that they did not commit. It was a bit like The Fugitive in one respect, and they were pursued by army police kind of people and so on. But I enjoyed the A-Team for the vehicles, the A-Team, and also the sort of violence was a bit cartoon violence, lots of gunfire, but not a lot of blood, which I'm kind of in favour of that, if I'm honest. But there were lots of interesting vehicles in it. You know, a Pontiac Le Mans there, very grey. You know, whether that was a car used by somebody that was a police person undercover pursuing them, I'm not sure. And you know, a Chevrolet Caprice there. You would see them sort of borrow a car to do a certain job and what have you. And you can see by the dates on these vehicles, you know, the van being 1983, the 77, 1980. Sorry if I'm making you a bit dizzy there, moving about. I like this vehicle here. This is a typical sort of vehicle that Face might have been involved with driving, I don't know. Why it's called a Jimmy Sierra Classic, I don't know. Maybe it's a nickname for them, I don't know. But the GMC vehicle, maybe they had a contract with GMC, as sometimes these studios often do. A great series, great fun. I remember Murdoch, the pilot, who was probably politically incorrect to say so nowadays, but Mad Murdoch, and always trying to get BA in, who had a fear of flying into some sort of aircraft at some point during many episodes. He was good, and again, we talk sometimes about connections with other series. The actor who played Murdoch was in Star Trek: The Next Generation. He played a character who was a bit obsessed with the holodeck and lost his sort of Lieutenant Barclay, he was called in that, and he had an interesting role in that. He was not a full-time recurring character, but he did appear from time to time, and he played a terrific part in that series. So yeah, again, it's one of those series that you either loved it or you just weren't really attracted to it. You didn't really bother about it. But it is kind of good fun. I've seen them on these repeat channels in recent years, and they're sort of harmless. And the good guys always win. You know, it's one of those shows, and sort of it has that almost Lone Ranger-ish aspect, except it's a team show and what have you. And I do have a soft spot for these American vehicles of the time, just towards the latter end when American vehicles were really big, you know, long sedans and things like that, and saloon cars as we call them and what have you. And I quite like them. So I got this little bunch together, which are all from the A-Team, as you can see. And hope it brings back memories. Maybe some of you treasured this particular series. Maybe it's your favourite series, I don't know. Make comment, by all means. Interact and say what you think. Was it for you a television treasure, or was it forgettable? Yeah, and I look forward to hearing from you. with your memories of the A-Team. You probably know more about it than I do. You almost certainly do. But certainly a fun series.